It's the match preview for Everton versus Brighton and Hove Albion.
Just throw that little bit in at the end.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to disrespect them.
Don't.
Yeah, 3 o'clock kick-off at Goodison Park, which is...
Is there anything better? Well.
No, there isn't. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, okay, good.
So, yeah.
Chance to bounce back after a disappointing result at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, obviously Manchester United last week was the start of a few tough away games, obviously like to Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City ahead of us now. But the home games are quite favourable, and that's why they've got to be won, haven't they? I know it's stupid but to say that because every game has got to be won, but I think if we're winning these home games, then that allows us that little bit more freedom away from home. I think don't get me wrong, listen, if we lose all 4 of those away games, I'll be annoyed to say the least, because I think the progression that we've seen means that I'd like to think we can go to one of those games and pinch something at least, or expect to get something out of them, because
what do you take us winning every home game up until Tottenham and losing the next 3 away games at those clubs?
Would I take it?
I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just saying
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I don't know. It's hard.
Because that'd give us 27 points going in to the 23rd of December against Spurs. It's not great, but it's not that bad. And if we were to beat Tottenham just before Christmas,
I don't know. I just want to see progression.
I do.
I just want to see progression, and I feel like these home games are a really good chance to pick up points in games that we should be winning.
Yeah.
We've dropped points at home against West Ham. We've dropped points at home against Huddersfield. Obviously, we've won the last couple of games at home, and I think we just need to continue that. We need to see that progression at home. Because especially against sides, Brighton, they've won the last couple of games. They'll come on a high.
Won 3 on the run, 1-0. The last 3 games they've won 1-0.
So they're obviously a tight unit who only, when they lose, they don't lose by that many.
They will be the last team to win 4 in a row by that scoreline in Leicester in April 2016. Won 4 games, 1-0. No, they've got good defenders or proper defenders like Toffee and Dunk. They'll throw themselves in the way of things. They get headers in, the big lads, but you can get round them. They've got mistakes in them, but they're a decent side. Got a good goalkeeper in Matt Ryan. Got a decent side. Chris Hughton's a good manager. Is he top level? Probably not, but he's a good manager.
That suits. I think this kind of job suits him. There's no pressure on him at Brighton, so he can get on with the job a little bit like how at Bournemouth. There's no pressure to anything he does in the Premier League with this team is a success.
Well, yes, because they haven't got pots and pots of money.
But because of that allows you to build, which brings success,
doesn't it? Yeah.
And that's what I suppose is good about these teams.
I like Brighton. I think I've got nothing against them. I think they're a hard working side. I think they've got, they had to play at that Whitfield Stadium. They had the Goldstone ground and to the Whitfield Stadium, which was literally like the mystery. It was just like a little one of those, a little mad thing. And then he'd gone to the Amex, and it's a boss little arena for them. They fill it, the crowd get behind them, and they've been building to get into the Premier League for years. Poyet nearly got them up, and then there was a massive fallout over that. But they've got up. Chris Hughton's done a really good job. I think Newcastle were wrong to sack him, and they sacked him because he was doing a good job at Newcastle. And then I think he's a very, very good coach. And I think if you let good coaches get on with it, like you just said, like Eddie Howe's. I'm not saying Eddie Howe isn't above Houghton, I don't know, but Eddie Howe's just being able to coach his team so they know everything. So that's why when you look at Bournemouth, you go, probably wouldn't really have him, and it's not littered with players who you'd naturally go, we hope Everton, so we hope someone signs him. But they know the role brilliantly and they do the job brilliantly. And Brighton have getting Glenn Murray. Glenn Murray actually played for Bournemouth, didn't he? wasn't he at Bournemouth and he couldn't get in and Brighton took him. He was at Palace. Sure, he went to Bournemouth and was hit and miss, and then he gone to Brighton and he's found his home again there. They play him all the time.
Yeah.
He's one of the top scorers in the Premier League at the moment. So they're a good, hard-working side. They've got little bits of, they've got a little bit of sprinkling quality here and there.
But they work for each other, don't they?
Lacardia, who's the big kid up front as well, who's quick.
They work for each other, don't they? They're a team, and you have to respect that. And you know that they'll come to Goodison and they'll do what they did last season. They'll be organised, they'll work hard, and they'll try and exploit set pieces and try and exploit those kind of opportunities. They'll come and know. See, they're a weird side, Brighton, because I think everyone you'd expect you play them and you'd expect it to be an open game, but it's not, because they've got good shape. They're not someone like Fulham who will come and be open and allow you to play. They'll get men behind the ball and they'll make it difficult for us. And okay, last season we beat them, but it was
0-0 for a while.
Yeah, and it was good. They were good strikes, and that's what we'll need. I think on Saturday we'll need to be patient. And we'll need to take our opportunities, of course, because I think we still don't create that many clear-cut opportunities. We just don't. We don't. I think that's why. But
what's good though is we're averaging 16 shots a game over the last half a dozen games, which compared to 6 and 7 last year is a massive improvement. But you're right, it's. When we do make great opportunities, we don't really score them, which is bizarre. We had half a dozen chances at Old Trafford at the weekend, and okay, the only one you'd really say was Gilted's was Bernard's one, but Gomez and Sigurdsson probably should have done better. The week before we beat Palace, but we've missed chances, and the same at Leicester and the same against Fulham. You can go back, so we have got to be more clinical in front of goals, no question about it. But the fluidity to which we play and the options we now have off the bench, the team's getting stronger. The Brighton faced us twice last year, and we needed a last minute penalty down there from Wayne to get us a point, and we beat them at home. But they'll be facing a very, very different Everton side this year, a more attacking side, a fitter side, a more physical side in terms of stature. That's wise.
I think a team that's got more confidence in himself, and that's why I was disappointed at the result at Old Trafford, because I didn't think we were. There was enough belief in what we wanted to do. I don't think there was times where we got enough men. I think the perfect one to prove that was Digne's cross in the second half, that Richarlison went near post and two players stood on the penalty spot, and if one of them gambled to the back post, well, he would have either scored or put it back in with his two players. And
if you just got into that 6-yard box, it was a free.
And that's what I'm saying. There's not enough of that. There's not enough. In the first half when Walcott is having shots from mad angles, when there's people in the box, when you think just flash it across and see what's in there.
Coleman had the one, didn't he? Where Gomez plays a worldie in the first half. 3 men ahead of him, and he cuts it back to the penalty. There's no one that you're like, fire it across everybody so it gets a touch, it's in, and just the wrong decision. But hopefully that'll come. And these will have to be. Brighton will have to be on the game to try and get some, because Everton are. I know we've had the disappointment of Sunday, but even saying that, we're disappointed coming away from Old Trafford. We had 14 attempts at goal, the same as United. The percentage was slightly favoured in their favour, slightly ahead in there, which is what you'd expect. Everything else was level. So they won the game with a penalty that never was, really. So, we could quote like that. We could be like Liverpool and say, really, it was 1-1.
Yeah.
Because the penalty, we didn't get beat. We could say that.
No, I think what Man United showed is again, I use that word aggression, or the belief that they were gonna get something out of it, and I think that's what was missing from Everton on Sunday. I don't think there was times where there wasn't that belief that we could actually go there. It's almost like an arrogance that teams know they can go. You seen Spurs when they went there, and there was an arrogance that they could get. Not really an arrogance, but there's a belief,
confidence.
Yeah, confidence in their own ability. And I said it. For me, Sunday it was almost like what people talk about with Silva, where you're playing the game and you're getting, you're getting shown, you're getting a walkthrough. And at times I think there was just too much of that on the pitch as well. So,
but I just look at it, the confidence thing is 100% there, because when we went there and beat them, when Oviedo scored, we then went there the year later, everyone was like, we'll beat these again, and we were at the Gea world class save away from getting a point that day. Under Koeman, we went there, we were seconds away from winning the game till Ashley Williams decided to throw an arm at something he should have headed. You know, it was only last year there they hammered us. The first time he battered us for years, and then Sunday again. You know, they just got the breakthrough when they needed it, because the game was even until he gave the penalty.
Yeah,
they would have been the other way. It might have gone the other way. So I think it's just transitioning that way we play, that belief into we can actually win here. Like we did at Leicester, we just kept going, and Gylfi pulls something out. Like we did against Palace at home, we just kept popping it round, and there was a belief that it'd come. Yeah. United had that belief on Sunday, and we were kind of a bit like, well, you know, we might, you know, staying in the game, so to speak, and it's like just transition that, you know. But again, it's taking chances. No, look at Arsenal away. But it's chances we passed up.
It's time as well, isn't it? Listen, we're still quite early in the project.
God, 10 games in.
And you know, you only just got Gomez into the midfield. We've still got Yeremina, you know, who I think you know, I know the debate is there, but I do think that when he gets into the side, he will help the side, because the manager has got a picture in his head of what he wants from him.
Well, he's in 2 weeks, isn't he? Because he's got to be in 2 weeks, because Zuma,
in a week.
Or a week, just over a week. So Zuma can't play. I'm quite sure Mina will play against Gormaria in the that little friendly game or the Sport Pezza Cup at Goodison. I'm sure he'll play in that game, even if it's just 45 minutes. And then he'll be good to go, and then we'll see what he brings.
It's a reason to go. It's a reason to get your tickets.
Well, it's a first team fixture.
Yeah, it's a reason to get your tickets. You know, we're treating it. We'll be doing all the match preview and everything.
Yeah, we'll be there because it's a first team fixture. I want to see Luckman playing, and I want to see Mina, and I want to see Gomez, and the lads who aren't. You know, James McCarthy, I'm sure will play 45 minutes. So, João Virginia, I think I might even get a game. So it's going to be interesting. But it's about that, isn't it? It's about us.
No, but I think that Mina, when I think they'll have an idea, because that's why I said this last week. That's why Andre Gomez is in the team. Well, the manager's looked at him and gone, "You're better than what we've got." And and you've seen that on Sunday. You seen him second half.
He got second half. He was
the way he started picking up the ball. I mean,
the one when he had the header, because we haven't done the. You're in here for the final word, but that one, when he gets it and he passes it off, gets it, goes past 3 men, lays it wide, and he's on the end. Okay. It was the header's knocked. The cross wasn't great. The header wasn't great, but you see that little glimpse of what he was
calmness I loved. It was when he had the ball, and certainly in our half, he never panicked under it, and he would just turn away and run away from a couple of. He left Pogba for dead a couple of times.
He's got the stature as well. He's a big lad, 6'2", and he's quick. So you quick, and you can. I'm still not sure what foot he is, because he'll ping it left one, then he'll ping one right foot. So you're right. The manager knew that, and he'll be looking at Mina and doing the same and going, well, it's up to Keane and Zuma to partner you. Now, okay, they're the partnership at the moment, and they're doing okay. 3 goals that we've conceded in 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad, but Mina's waiting in the wings now, and he's obviously ready. So it's. I feel as like you probably.
Well, it's competition, and competition's exactly what we need, and that's where, you know, we looked at it Sunday, and listen, I'm saying not jumping on anyone's back, but obviously, as the team progresses, people will start to look at individual positions and say, well, we need to do better here, and we need to do better there, and that's whether that's a replacement long term, a replacement short term, that's up to the manager. He'll know whether he'll see every day in training. He'll know the ins and outs of players, or whether is there something affecting them. Do I leave them in because there's something affecting them, or do I take them out because something's affecting them? And I just wonder whether he'll do that Saturday with you know, the right hand side. I don't expect him to take Seamus Coleman out the team. I really don't. I think the manager will look at that position and say, well, he's been out with an injury, he's finding his way back. We know he's notorious that when he's been out, even before the broken leg, when he's had an injury, it takes Seamus Coleman time to find that rhythm.
About 2 months.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
And you've got to almost play him through that 2 months. And I know that's not ideal. Listen, if there was someone sitting on the bench who was right there with him, then
John Joe's getting better, but he's not right there.
But you've got to say sometimes, you've got to know who's the better player, and you've got to sometimes just let them play.
He's more exactly.
Exactly.
But the thing with Seamus, he's even come out himself this week and said what we're all saying, which is he's not at his level. And my thing isn't with he's playing terrible, it's his choices that's bothering me. It's not like you're looking at him going, oh my god, he's awful. It's his choices. It's like when Walcott comes inside and there's a big space on the outside, he's not running, and you're like, that's your strength there, you know, and things like that. But the other side of that is he's nearly 30, and so we do need to have the same with Baines. We said it for Baines, and it took us two years too long, probably 3. We need to be looking at it, right, you know, someone who's going to come in and push not only John Joe, but push Seamus and go, you know.
But ahead of him, I mean, Theo Walcott's probably the one where you go, actually, this could be the game that you say, it's at home, and you say, come and have a rest. Because at the end, because he hasn't played well for weeks, but I was willing to say, well, yeah, but he's still offering something, because I still think he does offer something, because players don't like being up against pace. It's as simple as that. It's like when Gylfi was going through you know, a bit of a rough spell, and people were saying, well, what does he do? And then the next minute he does something, and I think that's the same with Theo. I just think that with Lookman there, I think the upturn in Lookman's attitude, the manager might look at that now and go, well, now it's the time to just give Theo a chance.
Lookman's now starting to become what I said he needed to be, which is number 1 sub. He was at the weekend. The game wasn't going the way he wanted it. He was the first person he called for. It was Lookman. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was looking at him and going, he had 8 minutes, then he had 10 minutes, and he had half an hour at Old Trafford.
And he didn't even come on to replace him. He came on to replace Bernard.
Exactly. So the other thing as well, don't forget what he could do, is he could take Walcott out, put Bernard off the right, put Richarlison back where he's good, and bring Cenk Tosun back in up front. That's what he could do. Because don't forget, we're only 3 games in with Richarlison as a centre forward. He's more like a false 9, Richarlison. He doesn't play as a striker because he's not making those runs that I think he should be. He's quick and he's strong. He should be on the shoulder. But he's just getting.
He wants to get involved. He likes to be involved.
So,
and that's maybe where somewhere.
But isn't it good though that we're discussing 4 or 5 different options? We're going, well, Lookman should come in, or I know, but what about Tosun, or maybe Dominic? So there's them options are there. Last year it was Nias. You know, and if Nias is out, it was like. Who can we put up for? You know, certainly at this stage in the season.
No, but it's what's good is that those players know that there's people jumping at the bit to take their place, and they've got to. Don't you about Walcott? I found disappointing on Sunday was the second goal. You know, if you're not playing well and you've done you've made a mistake, just get back.
Just work hard.
Just put your 10 yards in. Your 10-yard sprint, which is nothing for him. You know, you do that 4 seconds. And get behind the ball and just be there. And, you know, as Seamus said, you know, Seamus has done his job. He's got to be there. He's got to be there.
Well, he had to follow the run of the striker, Coleman, because that's who he was marking. There was a gap.
Well, the rule shifted.
But he should be in that naturally, and he was doing that. So, and don't forget, it was his poor control which led to the first goal. Now, I'm a big Theo fan. I think he's great, and I think he is up and down, and I think you kind of just have to accept that with him, and I think I do. But like you said before, because he's always capable of, like Palace last week, he wasn't in the game, and yet Sigurdsson played him through, and if he'd dinked it over, the keeper were winning because his movement's great. What about, someone suggested Walcott through the middle where he played for Arsenal as a different option? What about that?
I don't know.
Because his run, don't forget, right, his movement is better than I
wouldn't go against that. I just don't think he deserves that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I just mean overall.
But it's an option. Listen, there's loads of. Listen, I'm still thinking Tom Davies could play right back.
Well, he could.
I still think he could be the natural successor to Seamus.
Well, I think that'd do him good for even if it was just for a year or so.
But then we'll get accused of just trying to get Tom Davies in the team. But no, I mean, there's loads of.
He played there for Koeman and was excellent.
There's options out there. I think. See, for me, I'd play Lookman, and then you can almost have one eye on the Chelsea game, going, we'll bring Theo back for that because he's a little bit more experienced,
and quick on the break.
Yeah, but if then if
Lookman has a stormer, then maybe take Bernard out for the Chelsea game because they're physical. Then Bernard coming off the bench. That's the thing, is that good sides, top sides. There's no guaranteed starters, really. Look at Manchester City. And I know I'm talking about the creme.
Look at Chelsea.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at City, the creme de la creme. He paid 75 million for Mahrez. He got in the other night, but he's been so for weeks. It's just that he's been coming on and scoring. He played the other night, got the winner.
Chelsea went to Burnley and didn't have Hazard, and they rolled them 4-0. Do you know what I mean? That's how comfortable they are making changes, even the best player, because they know that when they go down a level, that there's plays you've got to have. You know, if your best players there, you've got to make sure you've got players just below them, or and certainly that are better than them.
Well, I just think if you look at 12 months ago, and this is what I was saying about Brighton, because we played these almost 12 months ago away. It was a grim game.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very grim game. There was one attempt each in the first half. It was awful. And you look at us now, and you look at the level of play we've got now, and you look at the bench that we've got now, compared to, and then you look at the half a dozen players that didn't even make it onto the bench at the weekend. That's the strength that we've got. So now it's using it now. What
it does is, it makes you look at positions that you thought were safe. It makes you start looking at those other positions, going, well, hang on. Look at the rest of the team. You start asking questions then, not because beforehand you go back to the end of the season and you're looking at your Shentosons and you look at your Theo Walcotts and you're like, they're sound, they're fine, because the rest of the team's at a level that is nowhere near. But then as soon as the rest of the team starts looking to go above them, then you start looking at your Seamus Coleman, your Theo Walcott, your Shentosons, and saying, well, hang on, if they're not, and that's where that's all what happens.
You can't get too attached to players.
Well, it's not.
No, you can't, mate, because
what
happens is,
well, it's not about attachment, is it?
No, from a fan perspective, not from a Marco Silva doesn't. He'll just be about improving everybody, and if you can't get to it, I'm talking about as fans. A section of fans last season were berating Michael Keane. Now Michael Keane's come out yesterday, give his story. Fella nearly lost his foot. He was playing with a boot too big, and his inflammation. He was drowsy because of painkillers. People were on his back, but the same people, or some of the same people, wouldn't get on Seamus Coleman's back if he's playing badly because he's Seamus Coleman. But it's easy to have a go with Tom. Do you know what I mean? So you can't just go, well, he's my favourite player. If he's not playing well, you'd have to say he's not playing well, and if he's not playing well, then he shouldn't be in the team. And the minute we get to that stage, we'll go up another level. I mean, this isn't even about Seamus Coleman, it's about any Everton player. I don't ever like quoting this knob, but Gerrard was perfect, was absolutely spot on what he said in that press conference with Rangers about your big players have to step up, and if they don't step up, they're out the door, and we get better ones that will. Because if you haven't got that attitude as a football club, if you're not going like Dom's great against like Palace and that, but Dom can't start doing it against Man City and Liverpool. Dom needs or Gentosen or Theo Walcott or Jordan Pitt. Do you know what I mean? That's how you go up. If you just go, Ped's boss, but he does never do it at the big. Yeah, but he's boss though. We're never going to get better, and that's how it is.
No, Ferguson was the one who did it. Man United. He showed it at Man United. He was ruthless. The first thing he did was.
Howard Kendall was, mate. Howard Kendall sold Gary Lineker. I know, but he got rid of Andy Gray for Gary Lineker. Andy Gray was unbelievable for everything. I mean, we've sat in his presence with the other players. You can see how he would lift the dressing room within 2 seconds of sitting with him. Kendall just went, "You're not going to play because he's better." Then he went, and then next summer it was he's going now. All right, remember Keegan done it with Andy Cole, all right. It didn't quite work, but it nearly worked, and he was like, "Well, we'll sell them because I can trust me," and they're the managers who were trying to get to that pinnacle. Ferguson, Jaap Stam, David Beckham, they were all up the door from nothing.
In the early days, Paul McGrath,
Norman
Whiteside, players who were, that's the roof. And it's not even about being ruthless. It's just the professionals, and the players are professionals, and if they don't like you, it's whether the club, it's whether you're all on the same page, and the club, the club are willing to, and maybe that's where we've gone wrong in the past. And we're not getting ahead of ourselves, by the way. But in the past, I think we've been reluctant to see that opportunity and say, well, it's time to move on. And sometimes as a fan, like you said before, it's hard to let go. But sometimes you look back and think, do you know what? Maybe that would have been the best thing.
I love Leighton Baines. I absolutely love him. You know, I'm a centre forward man. He's a left back, but I love him. Right, and I'd defend him all day long. He's been amazing forever, and I still think he's a brilliant footballer. But Luca Dean's coming, and you look at Luca Dean and go.
See, I thought you were going to say something else then.
No,
I thought you were going to say we should have sold him to Man United.
Well, no, I'm saying if he'd have gone at that time, then yeah, we might have made us go and do something. But then again, knowing Everton at that time, it wouldn't have done. But what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to say that even last season, I was thinking, no, we just need an understudy because he's boss. Yeah, Luca Dean's come in and you've gone, oh yeah, that's all the stuff Baines doesn't do anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
so that's levels of players.
It's all about.
Jack's the club captain. He's not even getting the 18 started off.
What's best for the club? You know, the ones that they got rid of Coutinho, and it's all. But it's all when players get sold. It's all about. It's your pride that actually gets hurt more than anything. It's how it looks to other people. The manager can't always explain that to you. It's the pride. It's what we've done. What we did for years. That's what we did for years. We might be able to buy, but we're not selling. That's great. You're trying to keep a team together, but there might be a point when it is best that
we should have sold Arteta the year before we did sell him. Not that anyone wanted him to, but that was when he wanted to go. And now Everton persuaded him to stay, but City offered 20 million for him. And Misha.
But it's what replaces, and
but 20 million at that time.
Yeah, it's how you build a team.
That's it. Because a year later we sold him, we didn't have a pot to piss in. So, you know, it's all knock on, isn't it? So it's the same with Baines. Baines could have gone at that time, and we would have had to go and do something about it, but we didn't. And you know, it is what it is. Fellaini went at the right time, didn't he? We accepted it and we moved on. We had Gareth Barry and McCarthy, and we were better for it. So that's where we've got to get to. But the good thing for me, and the big thing for me this season, is the options we've got. And like I say, them half a dozen players who weren't even in the 18 at the weekend, bar and James McCarthy, every one of them's played minutes for us this season. And that shows where we are. Just some stats before we go away. I won't do the top one because I never like jinxing anything. Everton have won the last 2 Premier League home games without conceding a goal. They won the last 3 in a row in March last year without conceding a goal. Interesting. Brighton have won their last 3 games 1-0. Like I said before, Leicester the last team to do that. Brighton are looking to win 4 consecutive top flight matches for the first time since 1981. May 1981. They kept a clean sheet in each of their last 3 league games, more than they had in their previous 24. 3 of Everton's last 4 Premier League games at Goodison Park have been scored. 3 of the goals have been scored by substitutes. Prior to this, only 1 of 26 games were netted by a sub. 7 of Everton's last 8 Premier League goals have been scored in the second half of games. Let's be 3-0 up at half time, please. Everton's Gylfi Sigurdsson has scored 5 goals in his last 6 Premier League games, more than he had in his previous 31 for Everton. And Glenn Murray has scored 6 of Brighton's 11 Premier League goals in 2018-19, 55% of them. The only player to score more than half of his club's goals in the Premier League this season.
Give him
early on. I was going to say, it's no surprise to see who the danger man is.
Fair enough. I'm just looking forward to seeing Brighton's away kit. It's boss. It's green. I love a green kit. I love green kits. I'd love Everton to have a green kit.
We had the green kit the other year, didn't we?
Did we? Oh yeah, Dan, I love that. I love it.
It was the
orange.
Orange.
I love
that. We won 3-0 at Southampton.
Love that kit. Love green kit.
And we won at Reading with it as well. Bring it back.
There you have it. Green kits.
He sung that. Bring it back. Bring it back.
My logo.
Yeah. There you go.
Or
wasn't even rehearsed.
Kermit. Bring it back. Sing.
No.
Let's move on. Right, there you have it.
Peyton exclusive.
Peyton. If you want to Kermit, sing all the songs, go to Peyton. There you have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you confident? Are you a little bit worried? Brighton hit some good form coming to Goodison Park. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts on Theo Walcott, James Coleman. Yeah, he mean it. Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.